Are we live? No. All right, everybody. How's it going? Ecom Tom here, and we got Jason on the live
guys?
once
Good
again.
to see you again.
So I'm going to wait for the videos to pop up so I can mute them so we don't have any feedback here. But for everybody that's watching right now, just be known, if you did not know, that we already did launch our free PDF for Amazon Dropshipping. It's the 5 biggest reasons to start Amazon Dropshipping in 2019. So if you do want to get it, link is down in the description. It's also the pinned comment on the first post, the first comment on this post. So make sure to check that out. And also, if you guys are interested in the pre-launch of our course, which is on Tuesday, October 1st, the Amazon Dropshipping course, there's going to be a sign-up link in the bottom of the PDF. Once you get into the PDF, there's a little link that says sign up. It's got a red box around it. You can't miss it. And if you do hit sign up and give us your email will be added to a specific pre-launch email sequence that's going to be going out for you guys. So only people that are on that email list and people that are members of our eBay course or virtual assistant course already are going to be getting in on October 1st, or have the ability to get in on October 1st. And after that, then everybody else is going to get the ability on October 15th when it launches. Also, we are giving away the course at 5 of the courses at extreme discount, and there's going to be a discount, a slightly less discount for everybody else that does get in on the pre-launch. So make sure to check that out. And do you have anything to say?
No, if you guys, it's all right. If you guys are watching right now, just let us know if you can hear us, if you're where you're from. Go ahead and drop a like too. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about how Tom's account, he's hit $50,000 or roughly $50,000.
I've hit over 50,000. I've changed the way I do it
in the last 30 days. So we're going to be going over that. We put together a PowerPoint together for you, and we're going to be doing a live Q&A session at the end. It's going to be extended. So if you guys have questions about Amazon dropshipping or the PDF or anything about Amazon dropshipping in general, we're going to be answering those questions towards the end after the PowerPoint. And from there, we're going to be talking about a lot of things Amazon dropshipping today. So I hope you guys are excited. And October 1st is coming soon. It's right around the corner. So I'm really excited. We've been working our butts off to get this done. And I think this is going to be the best course out there currently. So I'm really excited.
So before we actually do get into anything else, please be sure, if you do like this video, to smash the like button. Let's get this video out to as many people as possible. Because as I'm opening up another video on Monday I'm talking about how people see these sales on Amazon and all the sales that these people are making on Amazon, and it almost seems unbelievable. I remember last year, 2018, for Black Friday or Cyber Monday it was, where I saw somebody hit $50,000 in sales in one day. And although that is an extreme amount, you can regularly see people hitting $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a day on Amazon in sales with strictly dropshipping retail suppliers onto Amazon. And that's just $2,000, $3,000 is achievable. It's something to be working towards on eBay. But when you're on Amazon, you could accidentally list a couple items and make $2,000, $3,000 in a day. And I do show in a video that I'm going to be launching on Monday that I literally sold one item for $35,000 of sales in 1 month. It was only 23 days in that 1 month, and it sold 338 times. So it's pretty crazy, just the amount of traffic that is on Amazon. And
the profit margins are wild, absolutely wild. I'm able to sell some products for twice, sometimes 3 times the amount on Amazon as compared to eBay, just because there's a lot less competition. And once you take over the buy box, you're pretty much guaranteed almost all the sales on there. So you really dictate the prices. Obviously, it changes from ASIN to ASIN, but it's one of those things that over time you really get higher profit margins when dropshipping on Amazon.
So I've been also, I've literally been working with a new supplier recently for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I've been hitting average 25% margin every single day with this one supplier. So as Jason said, the margins are crazy, the sales are crazy. So the sales plus margins, you can't go wrong. Yes.
And that's a retail supplier,
that's
right?
A retail supplier.
That's not even a wholesale supplier.
On SKU Grid.
He's hitting outrageous profit margins that are actually very close to what I'm hitting on for wholesale. And it's one of those things that if you're not doing it right now, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. And that's really what we want to offer to you guys, is a chance to get into the Amazon dropshipping game. I know it's intimidating. There's a lot to know about it, and that's what we're trying to help you guys out with. So we got a couple of questions already and some comments. So we're going to read through these rapid fire, and then we're going to jump right into the PowerPoint. So we got Juan 2 is in the house. We got Rich B. He says, "Hey Tom, do you use Auto DS?" And that's an eBay question.
I've never used it.
So Rich, he says, cool, wholesale next. Maybe this spring. I'm going to try to do a wholesale course soon.
So John Sudlow messaged me earlier, messaged us earlier. I forget which account he messaged. He said, when are you guys taking pre-orders for the Amazon course? So again, if you do get the PDF that is down in the description, there is a sign-up link inside of the PDF to get it, to get put on the pre-order list. So it's coming out October 1st, which is on Tuesday. So you got 2 or 3 days. I mean, you can do it anytime between October 1st and October 15th. If you sign up, you'll get an email.
Gary Spring, how's it going, man?
How's it going, Gary?
Yassine is in the house. Rich B says, can you get tax exempt at Home Depot? I think I know the answer.
The answer is yes, you can. That is also inside of the course, although we highly don't suggest using Walmart or Home Depot. We know people are going to be doing it, so I added it inside of the course because, I mean, I'd rather you guys at least, if you're going to do it, do something. And at least I can point you guys in the right direction. John Arducci asked why the sky is blue. Right now, it's pretty dark here, so I don't know. It's been raining. I thought we lived in the desert, but I guess not. Mick Moment says hello. Naeem's from Colorado Springs. You just missed us. We moved from Colorado recently. I'm not in America. Can I drop ship from Home Depot to my customers? So cool thing is, I actually just got off of a group message chat, whatever, on Facebook, and we're going to be doing a call tomorrow to solidify this. I did find and create a partnership with somebody that lives outside of the United States. They're in the UK. They sell on eBay US, and they run a service on how to get people that are internationals onto eBay. I mean, on Amazon US. I mean, onto Amazon selling, get you all the paperwork you need, all the documents, and also get you tax exempt as well. So if you guys are interested in that, there will be a fee behind that. I'm not sure what it is. We haven't talked over that yet. That's what we're talking about tomorrow. But that is something that you should be, it's different because we didn't have that for the eBay course when we first started because, I mean, it's just, you got to find these people and you got to make sure that they're actually trustworthy, and it's hard to find that nowadays.
Well, that's the thing is tomorrow when you get on the phone with him, we'll kind of vet it out and have a meeting and see, if he's the real deal or not. We're not just going to put some white label done for you service out there or affiliate anything like that without us actually trusting who that is. So
John Arducci says he can hear us all the way from San Diego. There you go.
You got a loud voice.
Miami, Florida. Julio. Hello, guys. Here, Reynosa from Mexico. Damn, there you go. Oh, here in Reynosa, Mexico. Mario. Gary Spring says, say again on signing up, please. Sign up link is in the bottom of the PDF, which is also in the description. The PDF is in the description. Check it out. Get it. Sign up. The sign up link's in big red box with a big red arrow. I made it. It's pretty nice. So if you buy the eBay dropshipping course, you get the Amazon dropshipping course for free. No, that is not the case. You will get it at a discount, and you will have access to it 2 weeks early before everybody else. My credit card would bust at 10K. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you need to get charge cards at that point, and we talk about that inside of the course where you don't have a limit technically, but you do still have a limit. Also, you do get paid out every 2 weeks. It's not every single day, but you can pay it off. You can also get some sort of, my credit limits, you got to be calling and getting your credit limits raised as often as possible. If your credit's low on the lower side. And I just signed up for another card because they told me I couldn't the other day, and I got it. So I got the Amex Platinum card now. I'm officially part of the big leagues. I can sit in all the cool lounges in the airport and look down at other people.
Centurion Lounge.
And sit on my cool credit card and get free food. How's the wholesale dropshipping going, Jason? We'll talk about that later. YOLO. Yo. Oh my God, there's a lot of questions. You use VPN for dropshipping? No, we don't use a VPN. Sometimes our VAs might have to. I know they need to do it for Home Depot, but I don't use Home Depot. So.
I use a VPN for my Stealth account. I've talked about that in our previous lives. We're not going to talk about Stealth, but I do use a VPN for that. It's IP Burger, in case you're wondering.
All right, so Christian asked, you go over how you can withdraw your funds from Amazon without waiting the 2 weeks?
Yes, we do.
I made a video on that recently. That's inside of the course. How do you guys deal with the item not received cases on Amazon? I've never really gotten any of those. That's the same thing as like an A to Z claim. And if you're doing everything right, and the way we're teaching it is you should not be waiting until this happens. You should be tracking your orders. You should be tracking everything that's happening. You need to be on top of it. Mm-hmm. On eBay, there's a little bit more leniency for that. But on Amazon, you need to be tracking all of your orders to make sure they're coming in. And if they aren't coming in, you need to be hitting up the supplier or hitting up the shipper. Why FedEx?
Proactive,
why didn't it show up? Why didn't it show up? Ask the questions or answer the questions before they're asked from your buyer, because that's when you're going to run into issues. I've sold thousands of items on Amazon. I've only gotten, I think, 4 A to Z claims, but I'm extremely diligent and a little neurotic about my store, I would say. So,
Rightfully
I mean,
so.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
But Christian, we do in the course have a whole section on A to Z claims, chargebacks, IP cases or intellectual property right claims, and chargebacks. So we go over all of those in depth, and each lesson in the course is a bunch of stuff on that. And we think those things are really important. And as Tom said, he's pretty neurotic about it. I am too. Those things have to really be treated with a lot of attentiveness. Those are so important because if you lose your account, you can't make money and you run the risk of potentially having your funds held indefinitely. And we really teach you how to be proactive about it and avoid those things before they happen, and really recognize when these things are about to happen, because there's always a precursor or something to tell you that it's going to happen. So, you know,
one of the biggest differences I can say right now in good faith about Amazon that from eBay, and I don't think it's the best difference, I'm going to tell you that right now, is that eBay, you can pick up the phone, call somebody, and if you have the right phone number, which I provide in the eBay course, you're going to be talking to somebody in America right away. Within minutes, you'll be talking to somebody. You can say, hey, this negative feedback, this person swore at me. Can you please take that down? And they'll do it. But on Amazon, you'll call somebody and you can barely find out how to even get in contact with somebody. Once you do, you'll get somebody in either Costa Rica, mainly Costa Rica, or sometimes the Philippines. Yep. And they'll listen to your whole case. They'll listen to you. They'll be like, yeah, you're right. You're so right. Like, you should get that negative feedback removed. But they're not going to do anything about it. Then after you plead your whole case, you're like, all right, I'm going to get this removed. They go, yeah, please send an email to this email. And then once you send the email, you're probably nothing's going to happen. Yeah. So unless you keep sending emails. So the best way to avoid all of these issues is to be extremely on top of everything, because it's literally you out there alone. Yes, Amazon is great. You're going to be making tons of sales with way less items, way less work. Once you upload an item, you almost never have to look at it again. You don't have to worry about it. If it sells, it sells. You don't have to worry about listing too many items because you're not going to get extra fees. But you are out there basically alone. Like, you need to be making sure that everything is done correctly, because if not, then you're not going to be able to get in contact with somebody to plead your case. I know on eBay, people in our course have talked about it. I've done it where you go, oh, like, I accidentally canceled all these items incorrectly, and then I went below standard. But then they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll just give you a courtesy 5 removed or whatever. Yeah. That doesn't happen on Amazon. There's no way you're going to even talk to somebody. So Ziz asks, what's your biggest supplier? Wouldn't you like to know?
We actually have 18 suppliers in the course. We're going to go over that
So we'll go over that. Realistically, what's the time frame? So Kari's in our course. What's the time frame to get up and running? Honestly, once you get your account, there could be like a slight 1-day delay of them like looking at your account, looking at everything that you've submitted, and then like letting you into your Amazon Seller Central account. After that, I mean, it's just setting up all the software, which is easier than for eBay, guaranteed easier than for eBay. And you set up your software, and then you just start sourcing items. It's basically the same thing as sourcing items for eBay. A little bit different of an upload. It's an easier listing process, 100% easier listing process. You can bulk upload 50 items that you found that day in like 30 seconds, and you're good to go. So realistically, I mean,
it's going to be 2 days, maybe a day, 2 days.
Within 1 week, you should be making, or at least on listings, to potentially be making a sale.
Yeah.
And then it just comes down to your
on
margins.
My new account, I had sales in less than 48 hours, so it's really quick. It's a quick process, and from there, it scales up faster than you'd think. So one of the things we talk about is velocity reviews and keeping your sales under 10,000 the first 30 days. And believe it or not, it's actually with the methods that we teach you, it's actually hard to keep your numbers under that if you don't pay attention, because you might wake up and have 5-6 sales right away, and if those are high ticket items, you're in the thousands right out the gate. So that's one of those things that on eBay you're not going to be seeing sales like as quick as on Amazon. From my experience,
you could see sales within the first couple days, but you're not going to be seeing a volume of sales as much. So, I mean, we've answered a lot of questions. We're going to get to the rest of them after we go over this little PowerPoint that we have. So I'm going to drag myself over here. We're going to make ourselves smaller here. And we're going to cut off this one word, but it's going to be fine. I know what the word is.
So we're going to be talking about how Tom's account has hit $50,000 per month on Amazon in the last 30 days, and it's actually going up.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking all about the strategies, and you actually have some statistics and metrics in
I wish
too.
I could. I wanted to show you guys the inside of the back end of my account, but your account name's always there. And honestly, I don't want to show it. Let's be honest here. So I couldn't do it. But one thing I want to give you guys some background story. I know there's a lot of people watching right now, and I did get sucked into when I first started the whole Walmart onto Amazon. It's the same thing as Amazon onto eBay was back in 2018. Low profit margins, using sketchy gift cards, discounts, other things like that, back end profits basically, and just a high volume of sales. And I was making money with it. Sometimes they wouldn't be like 2% profits. I'd make some pretty good profits, honestly, especially in Q4 during Christmas. Any profit goes, honestly.
Yeah.
But, it just wasn't worthwhile to me as I started getting around to like the March area. In March, I had like 1,000 items, and we'll talk about how many items you should expect to have in your account. I had about 1,000, maybe 1,100. I don't really remember. But I was hitting like 94,000 in sales. I couldn't slow my sales down. I had to keep raising my margin, my bottom end margin, and I kept making sales. But reality was the profits still weren't that great, and it was just it felt like it was the same cycle. Like I was getting into something that I was trying to get away from on eBay. I was already on eBay doing the whole manual drop shipping, less items, more profit, less to worry about, and I was doing the same thing from the year before, from the Amazon onto eBay days. On Amazon, I was doing Walmart onto Amazon, and it left a sour taste in my mouth. So eventually, I stopped, and I think I made my last sale with Walmart in mid-May or like early May, and I started using the suppliers that I was using on eBay just on Amazon. I found people that were selling them. I was sniping their items. It's the same exact thing, and I ended up hitting in July. That was the last month that I've fully done all my books for. Was July. I had 126 items on my store, and I hit about 45,000 in sales. So when I was doing Walmart, yes, I had about 1,500 items, and I was doing around 90,000 in sales, or 95 I think I got up to. But the profit just wasn't there. Where on this new store, or this new method that I was doing on the same store, I was using a different supplier. I was making way more than 10% profit margin on the front end. I did about 45,000 in sales, and I did 56 to like 5,800 in profit. And like that was a huge difference for me because of the fact that it was way less sales. Maybe I think one day I did like 14 sales. I did over 2,000 in actual sales. So the average price per sale was higher, the profit was higher, and it's just a lot easier to run your business that way. So how do you go to hit 50,000 a month on Amazon? And the number one thing is what we've been teaching for the last year is you want to find obscure suppliers. I literally sat there at midnight last night. Jason wasn't home. I was all bored by myself. And I sat there at midnight literally just looking through SKU Grid suppliers because people will always tell me SKU Grid has so many suppliers, but none of them are good. I found another supplier.
It's just not true.
I found another supplier that was just like the supplier that I'm using on Amazon now, or another one I'm using on Amazon now that's getting me 25% margins. I found another one just like that I didn't even know existed. And then I found a couple other ones that were definite candidates that I just didn't have time to look through because it was midnight. And I found probably around 5 to 6 candidates in that time frame, and it was legitimately an hour where I just control-clicked, opened up tabs of like 10, 15 different suppliers, looked through.
Scrolled down into the
I legitimately just looked at their website. Yeah. I was like, nah, not what I want, not what I want.
I mean, it's one of those things you can like immediately see what are good
over
traits
time
of a supplier and what aren't good traits of a supplier. And we go over that in the course, really things to look for, right? You open up all these tabs, as you're saying, you're going to scroll down to the footer and you're going to be looking for certain things. There's going to be a contact page, an about us page. We're going to see how many
have a wholesale portal?
How many fulfillment centers they have? Do they accept tax? If you're a reseller, do they accept, your reseller licenses? What do they do as a supplier? And what are their private label brands? Because if they don't have any private label brands, it's going to make the sniping process a lot harder. So these are certain things that we know how to look for, and we have a whole streamlined process. Now, in the course, we have provided 18 suppliers that are pre-vetted suppliers, but going forward, we will be adding to those. So, in the next couple months, when we find more, every time we find more viable suppliers, we're going to be adding these to the course, adding these to the list, and updating you guys about that because we know it's really important to have these viable suppliers. And there's a lot of people out here just talking about Walmart, talking about Home Depot, or really now a big one, Lowe's. Everybody knows there's a lot of YouTubers talking, or one in particular talking about Lowe's, and, they make one policy change where they don't accept your coupons
and they
anymore.
Don't have free shipping anymore. They changed that.
And so all this just changes, and now all these people that are doing Lowe's are kind of high and dry, and they have a tough business model to work with because they have one supplier, and that supplier changed a vital part of the business. And these are, giving you 18 suppliers and more going forward is going to give you guys options, and you're going to be able to diversify your suppliers. And that's really important if you want to be in this for the long run.
Yeah, that's very true. And one thing, I was looking through the suppliers last night. I found this literal supplier for horses and equine,
equestrian,
weird animal stuff. And I found one that it had a goat section, and there was it was a thing to make goats' hooves less sharp, and it was selling on Amazon like crazy for some pretty good profit. I was like, wow, that is
all
weird.
The people have goats.
That is really weird. But I was into it. I think that's so cool.
That's awesome.
All right, so number 2 right here is getting tax exempt. So one thing that you're going to notice is that, especially on Amazon, eBay, there's going to be more beginners. There's less people taking it less seriously, more of a hobby and less of a business. But on Amazon, you're in the big leagues now. And the people even though there's less people, those less people are going to be extremely competitive with each other. So you need to realize that if you're not getting tax exempt, if you're not taking the extra time out of your day to, for a week or 2 straight to try to get all of your tax stuff in order. And we do go over tax exemption inside of the course, but only for Walmart and Home Depot. And then after that, I provide numbers, websites, emails of all the other suppliers that do allow it. Some of them don't have it. If you're not taking the time out to do so, then somebody else will. And that somebody else will beat you out on price and competition all the time. And Amazon, one of the biggest things on making sales is getting the buy box. And one of the biggest proponents to getting the buy box is your price. So if you don't have a competitive price, which you're going to need to get tax exempt in order to do so with a lot of these suppliers, then you've pretty much lost the game. And there's barely any. I've gotten a few of these one-off sales on Amazon where you're like, wow, I listed this item, wasn't even close to the buy box, and somebody bought it. I think I've gotten 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I don't know what they were doing. They just were blind maybe, or they just weren't looking at their screen. They clicked and bought mine for $15 more than somebody else's. It doesn't happen regularly on Amazon as much as it could happen on eBay, and it still doesn't happen that much on eBay. It's even less on Amazon. So you won't be able to compete without it, but if you take the time out, it's a short commitment. A lot of people go to work every single week for 40 hours, 50 hours a week, and they sit there at their desk and they're working the entire time. But when they come home to go do their extra work for their side business to eventually gain financial freedom, they'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. If you take the time out of your day, and if you really want this, then you're going to find time, lunch break, anytime like that. I mean,
weekends,
I used to run my eBay dropshipping business at work when I had a full-time engineering job. That's just what I did. And now I'm here, so.
There's really no excuse. No, it's true. I mean, you guys, if you're keeping this on the side, you want to be working holidays, working on the weekends. Do whatever you
ready
can
on the weekend
to get ahead of the curve, because that's going to get you to the next level, okay?
That's really what's going to get you there.
So I'm going to go over number 3, and that's outsourcing your business. And this is going to be one of the most important things. I mean, this is true for any business you're running, but especially with Amazon dropshipping, because there's so many tasks that have to be done, whether it's customer service, whether it's checking your metrics every single day, sourcing, pricing, going through and making sure there's nothing that fell through the cracks, really keeping up on everything and being attentive. You have to be doing that in order to run a successful Amazon dropshipping business. So we always, definitely Tom and I love to talk about VAs, virtual assistants, for anybody who doesn't know what a VA is. And virtual assistants are remote workers. Most of the time they're from the Philippines, and you pay them a very cheap rate, usually between $2 and $3 an hour, and they're part of your team. And these are going to be people that help you scale your business, because they're going to be doing a lot of those tasks, those repetitive, mundane tasks that keep you occupied and not really letting you focus on the important things of the business and really scaling your business and taking it to the next level. So this is going to be something that really gets you to the next level. And this is how, you might come across some sellers on Amazon that are doing $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, even more. And I can guarantee you that they have staff.
They're not a one-man show.
Yeah, that you can't be doing this stuff as a one-man show. And also you have to think, what are your end goals? If your end goal is to be working inside your business and not on your business, and working 18 hours a day doing all these mundane tasks, these repetitive tasks, then VAs are going to be able to get you over that hump. So we talked about sourcing items, customer service, ordering, and honestly, they can do even more stuff than that. And another thing too is that if you don't have enough work for them when you just start off, you can hire them part-time. And a lot of people think that you have to hire them full-time, but you don't. You can give them part-time work. They can work for you 5 hours a week. Just think that's 5 hours less that you don't have to be working in your business, and you can focus on being the visionary and scaling the business to the next level.
And an example of that would be, say you're coming home from work, actual 9-to-5 job, and you're like, oh, well, I only have like 2 to 3 hours to do stuff on my side business. Well, if you don't have virtual assistants to work on your business while you're actually doing other things or while you're too busy, you're going to have to be doing the sourcing. You're going to have to be doing the customer service and the ordering yourself. You're going to get burnt out of it over time, and you're not going to want to be doing the other things that will help you grow, like going and getting tax forms or getting tax exempt. If you don't have time to get tax exempt because you're doing all this mundane, the repetitive, the day-to-day, just tasks that can easily be outsourced, then you're not going to have the time to be able to get these things that you need to really build to the next level and get yourself away from like what everybody else is doing, the Walmarts and the Home Depots on Amazon, and really be able to make your business something special and just out of the box and out of the not
Stand
ordinary
out.
that everybody else is doing.
Yep. So do you want to go back to the comments, because I'm sure we have a lot of comments at this point. If you guys are watching right now, go ahead and drop us a like. We really appreciate this. We're trying to get this out to as many people. The channel is at how much? Almost 10,000. We're very close to 10,000
here.
So if you like this content, drop us a like. And we're going to try to answer some quick questions, and we're going to come back to the PowerPoint because we got 2 more slides for you.
So where are we right now? You have your thoughts on where you guys figure out a way so that we can actually get a human from? No, there's no way.
Well, I mean, I do have. There's one part. Yeah, so that's kind of tricky because Amazon tries to do everything in their power to make you talk to a robot, AI, right? Algorithms, that's what they run their business off of. But I have figured out a way to speak to a human, and that's what we were talking about earlier, getting on the phone, talking to merchant support, and most of the time it's going to be in Costa Rica or the Philippines. That's going to help you out in certain circumstances. But again, they do a really good job of just speaking to a robot or just getting canned responses through seller performance. And there's another one, notice dash dispute. So they really try to have like a paper trail, or that's what they use as the excuse. But we do have some stuff in the course that are extra additional resources for you guys to speak to a person and figure out ways around certain issues that you might be having.
So the next question is, how much do I need to start Amazon dropshipping? The software costs honestly are a little bit higher when you first start. SKUGrid's extremely cheap for eBay, and you can use SKUGrid on Amazon, but it's definitely not the software to start with. It's kind of confusing. I finally figured it out, but Web Scraper app, I do have a 30% off coupon that's in the link below, and it's also inside of the course and stuff. So you get 30% off. I believe that'll be about $60-ish a month if you have the lowest plan, which allows you to list 500 items or track 500 items. And then there's Informed, and that's going to be your repricer that Web Scraper app is talking with. They're connected together. And Informed, the cheapest price is about $100 a month. I'm grandfathered into some plan of like $150 a month. I have no idea how that happened, but like mid recording the video for the course, I realized they changed their prices. So the $100 a month one is fine. So you'll be at like $150 a month, a little bit more than eBay. Then you have to pay $40.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're getting more sales and you're getting that profit, so you get to turn it right back into your business. So it's one of those things where Amazon's high risk, but it's also a lot higher reward. And, if you've been selling on eBay in the past, we keep our software costs down very, very low right now. But at the same time, it's very unusual to see somebody do 50,000, 100,000. Whereas on Amazon, you're going to be hitting those numbers much more often.
Do it.
Yeah, really.
So the next question here is, what are your thoughts on OA Genius's restricted brand list? I don't look at it. I actually have access to it. I don't use it. I just do everything through Web Scraper app. I've used OA Genius for like a day. They just don't have the suppliers that I want to be using. They only have like 10 suppliers, and it's just to me, I just didn't justify switching over. I couldn't justify switching over from Web Scraper app to use less suppliers. It didn't make sense to me, and they're really trying to push the extremely like retail arbitrage drop shipping. It seems like Walmart, Home Depot overstock heavily and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to do that, and inside of the course, I'm teaching to not do that. So that I've never really looked at anything that they have.
So we got Lazy Abram. He says he's a bit late.
Consistently here.
Good to see you, Lazy Abram.
Consistency with him is crazy.
Gary Spring says, got to go now. FBA is killing me. Yeah, we're not doing FBA at the moment. I do know
it's got a shipment.
It's definitely, yeah. So I got a shipment. But
I had to get it.
That's wholesale. I'm not going to be sending that into FBA. I've done FBA in the past. Yeah, I've done FBA. No. I'm going to do the fulfillment myself. So FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. We talk more about FBM, which is Fulfillment by Merchant, and that's what our course is all about, FBM.
So you can answer this question.
Okay,
Jason.
Rick
This is your
Ryan,
question.
what is your thoughts on CBD on Amazon? I know they say technically no, but there are people selling there. Yeah, so if right now you go onto Amazon and you look CBD X, Y, and Z, whatever you want to look up for CBD products or smoking pipes, paraphernalia.
I saw CBD tampons
you're
on a video.
CBD
tampons? They were talking about it, yeah.
Oh my God, that's appalling.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
You're going to find products on Amazon that are not allowed. I can guarantee you if you wanted to go find bongs right now on Amazon, you will find them. But you will also notice that they get taken down a lot. So you're going to run the risk of getting your account suspended indefinitely if you keep getting these selling restrictions. And every year, Amazon's scraping algorithms get better and better at detecting this. 2015, 2016, I was able to list these products up. Sometimes they would last for 2 months, 3 months, and I was able to get huge sale velocity. Nowadays, they have very, very sophisticated AI that will scrape and pull that information looking for keywords, doing image searches, and they're going to catch you. And sooner or later, your account is going to get suspended, and it's not worth it. For the short-term gain, which is a lot of sales, the long-term risk is that your account's going to get suspended, and you're going to get your funds held, and it's not worth it. So don't do it. Don't do CBD. Don't do anything that's high risk. You want to keep your account going for the long run and not have to end up getting your money held or have to go down the stealth route. These are all the mistakes that I've made in the past. I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes, so stay away from CBD, stay away from vapes, e-cigarettes. I would even stay away from a lot of sex toys unless you really know what you're doing. And there's certain chemicals, hazmat, restrictions. These are gray products that you want to stay away from unless you really know what you're doing and you know how to list those properly without running any type of risk of getting caught. Okay, so unless you guys know something I don't know, then that's my best word of advice.
All right, so one last question, then we'll get back to the PowerPoint because we need to. I want to finish this PowerPoint here. Jason just wanted to jump off of it and answer some more questions.
We got a lot of questions. I didn't want to leave the people waiting.
Is SEO for selling on eBay and Amazon important? I would say that it's important on eBay, of course, with your title, making sure that you have the right keywords in there and your descriptions and your item specifics. But from what Jason says, I've never even listed my own items on Amazon. I've only ever hopped on listings, but Jason likes to make his own as well. So what Jason says is that the SEO is more important on Amazon.
Yeah, so that's another thing. In the advanced topics, I go really in depth about creating your own listings, your own native listings in the Amazon marketplace. And when you do that, you have to consider how search engine optimization works and, title optimization, going and putting in a lot of keyword rich or keyword dense descriptions and having good images. And that stuff is really important if you want to get sale velocity right out the gate. I just listed a $700 product. What was that, last week? It's already sold twice. And that is, each time it's over $100 profit. And it only took me 45 minutes to list it. And that the only reason that it got to that point, that it's selling right now, and hopefully it picks up even more in Q4, is the fact that I did some SEO optimization. So yes, I believe that it's important. But if you're piggybacking and jumping onto listings, it doesn't really matter because we already have the sale history based on the BSR, the best sellers rank, and then we know that that's a good item to snipe or jump onto, and you don't have to worry about the SEO because it's already ranking high.
You already know that it's good. All right, so we're going to go to the next page of the PowerPoint here, and make myself small again, make us small, and we'll go to the next one. So number 4, in order to hit $50,000 in sales on Amazon, and for those of you that just showed up here, we do have a link to the in the description below for our free Amazon dropshipping PDF that we just came out with on the 5 biggest reasons why you should start. And at the bottom of that PDF, there's a sign up link to sign up to be part of an email sequence that you'll get access to the course 2 weeks before everybody else and for a discount. So check that out if you're interested. So number 4 is going to be thinking outside of the box. And this is just, it goes with everything else that we've been teaching over the last year. Like if you're going out of things that are the ordinary, the norm, you can hop on listings. But if you hop on listings that are bundle listings, or if you make your own bundle listings, then you're going to have less competition no matter what. Because first off, you have to reprice those items properly, which is going to be in the course, probably in the first update. And it's kind of hard to be doing that. And honestly, if I didn't have VAs or other things like that, then I'd probably stay away from it myself because of the fact that it's just extra work that I wouldn't want to do, where I could easily just go to the next item and hop on it. So you're really just setting yourself at a higher barrier to entry on those listings, and other people are going to stray away from it. Multi-packs, I do multi-packs all the time. With Web Scraper app, it's very easy to hop on listings that are multi-packs. And a multi-pack is basically if there's one item, whatever your one item is at your supplier, say it's like one thing of bug spray or whatever, I see that all the time, or chemicals and stuff like that. Then on Amazon, they're selling 3 packs of it or something like that. You need to put in another variable in your spreadsheet in order to get your repricer to know that this is going to be a 3-pack. Doesn't always work properly, could be an issue. People that are novice or just don't really want to get technical about it are going to stray away from it. Therefore, you are going to have higher chance of selling, higher margins most likely. And then what Jason just said, obviously, is creating your own listings. From there, you could create your own bundles, create your own multi-packs, put listings or items that are at your supplier that aren't even on Amazon onto Amazon and everything else. And that's really, truly, if you created your own listing, you made it a bundle. Say it's a bundle, and SKUGrid can do this. I think WebScraper app can too. I know WebScraper app can do bundles, but I don't know if it can do a bundle from 2 different suppliers. It's 2 items that work well together, but it's from 2 different suppliers. If you do that, you're throwing everybody for a loop. I can guarantee you nobody's going to hop on that listing. And even if it's a multi-pack bundle from 2 suppliers and you made your own listing, game's over. Nobody's going to hop on that. You'll be all by yourself. And if you make sales and start making sales, then you'll probably continue to make sales and you'll be all alone making all those sales.
So that's a way to differentiate yourself and your listing. That's different than private label. So one of the biggest reasons that people end up going down the route of private labeling is so that other people can't jump onto their listings because they manufactured that product. It's got their packaging, their brand name on it. And once you've private labeled a product, you've basically eliminated all your competition by default by doing that. But the difference here is that we're not buying our own products. In private label, you have to have a lot of money and you have to consider minimum order quantities and whether or not that product's going to sell. By just, making bundle listings, multi-packs, and creating your own listings, you don't have to take on the risk of overhead and buying inventory. And you're getting the best of both worlds because you're, decreasing the likelihood that somebody else is going to follow in your footsteps or copy you and jump onto your listings because they're not going to go ahead and do those multi-packs because, you've done a great job of finding products that are complementary to each other, and it's made it difficult for your competition to do the same thing. So that's one of those things that we're combining the best of both worlds of having always positive cash flow and, cutting down on our competition. So we're going to move on to the next one, use helpful software. And do you want to talk about the dynamic repricers? And I'll talk about...
So lastly, basically, we're going to be talking about all the software you can use. It's not the same as with eBay nowadays where you can't use the API-related repricers and other things like that. Amazon hasn't cracked down on. I don't see any intentions to do so in the future. And basically what a dynamic repricer is that since everybody on Amazon, if you're on that item or if you're listing that item, everybody's on the same listing. So what these dynamic repricers do is they'll check that listing, they'll see everybody that's on it, you will set a template repricing formula. And basically it'll say, this is the lowest profit margin I want to go, this is the highest profit margin I want to go. I mean, usually the highest really isn't the biggest deal. It's the lowest that's the bigger deal here. And then you can set it to a specific type of repricing strategy. Do I want it to stay 1 penny above the lowest person on the listing all the way down to my lowest potential profit margin? Do I want to equal the lowest price? Do I want to undercut? Don't undercut. Don't be that guy. But, you have the ability to. You can do whatever you want. So you'll be selling items for all over the place profit margins. That's very hard to do on eBay. You'd have to be checking your items nonstop and actually doing it yourself. It's pretty much impossible to do on eBay. But on Amazon, you could be selling one item at 25% profit, one at 5%, one at 30, one at 7. Then it averages out to a nice like 20 on the day or whatever you end up getting. So that allows you to get more sales because of the fact that if you list it on eBay and somebody comes in undercuts you didn't realize it, then you're probably not going to be getting the sales. But on Amazon, these dynamic repricers are constantly checking, like all day, just constantly repricing you all around. So you're constantly in the buy box or in the running for the buy box, which is plus or minus 5% of the lowest price. So plus 5% of the lowest price. You're in the running of the buy box. And then that's where you're going to be getting the sales. So as long as you're in there, then there's a higher chance of you actually making sales.
So just going off of that real quick, as Tom mentioned, we don't have to worry about API integrations on Amazon. And that's something that's really important. I know if you guys have been drop shipping on eBay, we've been saying stay away from software that directly uses eBay's API and is going against eBay's terms of service as far as online arbitrage goes. Amazon, we have no evidence that points that Amazon is doing anything about that or that they care, okay? We have no evidence that suggests that, and we're trying to leverage as much software as we can to make our lives easier, and that's why we're using things like dynamic repricers and bulk uploading, and there's a lot of other stuff that we go over in the course, but we don't stray away from that in this circumstance because we have no evidence that suggests that Amazon is saying that we shouldn't do this or is stopping people or throttling accounts like what eBay's doing, putting you lower in search. Amazon doesn't do that. Amazon only cares about the buy box. So if you get the buy box, you're going to get sales if that product is ranking high as far as BSR is concerned. And, we're not going to shy away from using software when it's available to us. So that brings me to the last 2 points as far as helpful software, and that's bulk uploads and sales estimators. Bulk uploading, what are you doing? 500 at a time?
No, I mean you could if you wanted to.
You can go very high.
It would be kind of foolish to do so. I mean, you can list 30 items at a crack. I usually like to do 30 because it's just 30. You're incrementally uploading items, and you can do it easily within just 2 CSV files. So you're good to go, or 2 Excel files. You're good to go, and then after that, all of your items are in Amazon. They're in your repricer. They connect magically over the next hour or 2, and then all of a sudden, it's beautiful. And then a sales estimator is going to be basically a program like Jungle Scout or Ace Inspector Pro, and that's just going to pretty much integrate into your Amazon.com page. And when you're sourcing items, it will give you an estimate, and it's usually pretty spot on, except for down near the bottom. If it's like 1 or 2 sales a month, it's kind of spotty. But when I sold that item 338 times in 1 month, it was like within plus or minus 5. So it's pretty accurate, and it'll tell you, oh, this item is expected to sell this many times, and that's how you know if it's a good item or not. So if you can compete, then you can hop on it, and you're good to go. So we're gonna go back to answering questions here. I think that's all we'll have for the PowerPoint.
You're making fun of me for going back to
I just realized we're like 40 minutes into this.
It's all right. We can do a little extended live today. It's a Saturday.
All right. Where were we? Jesus Christ. What's your biggest supplier?
You guys are still watching right now. We got 57 people. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and drop us a like. We really appreciate everyone coming out on a Saturday.
So one of the questions here, Naeem, can you make sales on Amazon if you're not the cheapest listing and do not own the buy box? It's very hard to do so. Some listings don't have buy boxes, so that's one way to do it. Also, I mean, some sales might come from elsewhere. Some people might be blind, like I said. But you're going to want to get the buy box as often as possible, or try to get the buy box, which means that you have to be within 5% of the lowest price, or 5% of the person in the buy box.
So we got Cody Gate. He says, yo, Tom, great content. Can you tell me the percentage profit I should go for? I am a newbie on drop shipping. So again, we talked about this earlier. It's going to be based on what your competition is doing.
And it's a range.
It's a range, right? We have lower thresholds and upper thresholds, and somewhere in between that is going to be what your average is. So don't really get caught up in thinking about, oh, I have to have 5%, I have to have 7%. If you can come out at the end of the month with 10%, that's good, right? I try to get higher percentages than that in my overall averages, but if you can get to 10% average on Amazon, that's pretty good for an online arbitrage account. Tom's hitting higher than that much much higher than that, and I am too. But just starting out, try to get some sale velocity, try to get your metrics moving, put that bottom threshold lower than you normally would or what you'd want to do, and think more long-term about getting that sale velocity and getting some experience on the platform.
That's exactly true. So the next question, what's the learning curve for Amazon dropshipping compared to eBay? Honestly, like once you know eBay, you pretty much know Amazon. It's a few other metrics that are slightly different and just a different all-around layout, which we kind of go over inside of the course. We really break that down and try to make it as easy as possible. But all in all, it's pretty much the same thing, minus the fact that there's a buy box, but that's easier to understand, I would say, than actually like trying to understand what the hell's going on eBay. It doesn't make any sense. So how many products do you need to list for 10K a month in sales? Honestly, you could legitimately have one item and sell 10,000 a month in sales.
That's true.
So it really depends on what the item is. Again, it's not like eBay where you're kind of listing things up and it's a shot in the dark. If you know the item's going to sell well based off using a program like Ace Inspector Pro, and you hop on it and you're allowed to be competitive and you get the buy box, then you're going to be good to go. With one item, you could do it. With 100 items, you could do it if you did it improperly.
So Devin Crawford asks one of the most often asked questions that we get across all of our platforms. This question will never stop. Devin Crawford says, should I always use the gift option when drop shipping? And what we've seen is that 1 in about 1,000 people will say something or complain when they get an invoice that comes from your supplier. So if you're selling something from Home Depot and you forget to check off the gift, the gift message, and Home Depot goes ahead and puts I've never used it Home Depot, so I'm just using them as an example. So if they throw in an invoice and it says Home Depot and the product from Home Depot was $49.99 and you sold it to your Amazon customer for $79.99, right? You'd expect that the customer might get mad, but the reality is about 1 in 1,000 actually do something or complain or leave a negative feedback or message you regarding that, and that's a very low number, and I'm willing to take that risk any day of the week. Now, obviously, if your supplier gives you the option to use a gift receipt, then you're going to want to do that, right? Especially if you're not doing your own orders and your VAs are. Train them the right way. Make sure that they check off that box, and you're decreasing the likelihood that the customer knows what the price that you pay to your supplier. But really, don't worry about it. It's just a limiting belief.
Another thing is like I teach this for a living and I still don't even check my box half the time. So it doesn't. A lot of people don't do it. And another thing you have to realize too is that Walmart and all these other places, they don't always send their items. Besides Amazon almost always sends it in an Amazon box. But Walmart, I've bought things off it. If it's a big item, they won't put it in their own Walmart box. They'll just send it in the box that it comes in. So you don't have to worry about the box. And then if it comes in its own box, then it's not going to have an invoice in there. So it doesn't really matter. What's your handling and shipping times? It depends on your supplier. Always try to make it, I'd say 2 days in the minimum, more than what it's actually going to be. 2 to 3 days, just to be sure, safely pad yourself from any things that could go wrong.
Christian says, how many Amazon accounts do you guys have?
Oh my God.
Respectively?
No, we're not answering. We have 1 account each. That's it. I mean, we're not getting into stealth accounts. We're not doing
Christian, you got it.
Tracking shows delivered, but customer says it's not received. Amazon will side with the buyer if there's no signature proof. That's not true. I've won cases where they say that it's not received, but the tracking says it's delivered, and I've won. Sometimes I've lost once too, and then I went back to my supplier and said I never got it, and they refunded me.
And I've lost from signature confirmation. I've had customers literally sign off on the box, and I've lost that. So it's not, signature confirmation is not going to save your ass. And in fact, signature confirmation makes it a little more difficult because now your customer has to be around to actually pick up that package, unless FedEx or UPS just drops it off at their house and does not make them sign for it.
I've had FedEx drop it off in the middle of the main street in Philadelphia before on the ground.
What was that?
It was like a convection oven. So Devin Crawford says, do you have to get a resale certificate from your supplier? You get resale certificates when you're applying to a state for tax exemption. If you're talking about like an actual agreement that you can resell their items, you don't have to, no, but you could. It really depends. Do you list items on Amazon that is all items that Amazon is also on? No, I do not.
That's a bad idea.
You can. Sometimes Amazon will hop on your listing that you've already listed and you won't know about it. At that point, it's not an issue. Just you probably won't ever make sales on that item ever again.
Don't waste your time.
I don't waste my time actively hopping on them. And if there's Prime on it, I usually don't try to actively hop on it.
Don't waste your time with that. Bad idea.
So we answered. So I actually we've answered some of these.
Yeah.
A little bit late. Good to go now. FBA is killing me. All right, so we stopped right here. How much is your course? You got to answer that one, Jason.
The course price is now final. It's final for people that are in the pre-enrollment October 1st. We're going to give you a steep discount of 40% off, which will bring it down to $397. The actual price of the course is going to be $697, and that will be the price when we drop the course on the 14th or the 15th to everybody else. So anybody who's part of the pre-release will get a 40% discount. We want to take care of existing course students. You guys are our top priority, and we want to help you out as much as possible, and that's what we feel.
And for the first 2 weeks that it's out, we're going to be able to take the people that are already our students and really help them out for the first 2 weeks in the Facebook group and make sure that everybody's getting up and running as quickly as possible, because I can imagine not everybody that buys it will already have an Amazon account, and there's going to be a lot more questions with people that are complete beginners than people that just are buying the course to get extra information on what they're already doing.
Yeah, and I know you guys might think that that's a lot of money at the $697 price, but honestly, the amount of time and effort that has gone into this course has been outrageous. We have worked tirelessly night and day getting the videos together, getting everything together.
Last week because of it.
This is a phenomenal course we did. We worked our asses off for this, and I really think it's actually priced less than what it should be and what a lot of other courses are at. Most of the other Amazon dropshipping courses are $1,000 or more. I didn't want to put it that high because I wanted to give people an opportunity to actually get into Amazon dropshipping that might not normally have been able to. I know there's a lot of courses out there that are over $1,000, so this is what we're going to put it at, and I really think that it could be worth more than that. But again, we're going to give you guys the course for $397 if your course students are ready, and I'm hoping as many course students sign up for this because I think it's a huge opportunity. And if you read that PDF, you'll know how much site traffic and how many sales are going on Amazon right now. So it's up to you guys, but I want to see as many guys into this course as possible.
You also have to think of it as a return on investment. I literally started a brand new supplier again, added another supplier to my repertoire 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago, I listed 90 items from them, and I hit 1,000 in sales from that one singular supplier the other day. I mean, they were just one bit of the sales that I had that day. And out of that $1,000, I made $250 profit because I'm hitting 25% margin. If you got anywhere close to that, you'll be paying it off extremely quickly.
Yeah,
so I in 3 days I'd have enough money to pay for that. So I mean, you got to think of it in time and how much are you going to get out of it if you actually do everything properly inside of the course.
So Ziz or ZIZ says how to win the buy box. We talked about that. You'd be plus or minus 5% of the price. There's other factors that go into the buy box algorithm, such as your metrics, such as your sale velocity, and much more that none of us know because we don't work for Amazon. But you want to be priced competitively, etc. He also asks, how often do you list products? And I don't list products. My VAs do. I've trained my virtual assistants to list products. You want to speak to your...
I mean, it's kind of another thing where you don't have to list products every day like people talk about on eBay. You can just throw items up and they're going to be making sales for a while usually, as long as they're good items that you picked. So I've gone a month without even listing items and just kept the items in my store, just kept them selling, and I was good to go, and that was it. So you don't have to do it that often.
And he also asks, which is easier, eBay manual store or Amazon? Personally, I think Amazon is easier just because of the format of Amazon. You can just hop on listings when you are, piggybacking on listings. It's very simple, and it's also very easy to know which products are worth spending your time to, sell and which ones aren't. It's a very straightforward process. eBay, because they have a listing-based search, right? When you search for something, everybody has their own listing. That actually makes things a little bit more complicated when it comes to product research and, putting out products that are worth you spending the time and having your VAs list. So I actually think Amazon's an easier platform to sell. It's easier in that sense of getting up and running and making sales quickly and seeing results and scaling. But on the flip side of it, it's harder in the sense you got to have better metrics. You got to be strict on your metrics and make sure that all your metrics are in line, that you're doing things by the books and being ahead of the curve when it comes to anything that's, going to risk your account. So that's my take on it.
So Devin Crawford asks, what is the point of gift cards if you're not allowed to make multiple orders on the same gift card? I don't know what you're talking about. There's a balance on a gift card, and then once that balance runs out, then that's it. So I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't use gift cards, so just don't use them and you'll be good. And would it be smart to get a wholesale contract when starting out? We do talk about that inside of the course, and we teach you how to go about getting one if you do want to really hedge yourself even more than you're already doing.
I put that in there for you guys.
Jason
You're
made
welcome.
that video. John R. Ducey says to corner the goat accessory niche. Honestly, I might. I think that's something that I'd be into. And but isn't the issue with tax exemption is that you have to pay it all back in full later? If you do the math, let's break down the math. This question is asked all the time. If you are getting charged tax on the sale, then you're going to be losing price. Say you're getting charged tax. You buy an item from Walmart, you're getting charged tax, but you don't collect it and you don't remit it. So all that is happening tax-wise, you're getting charged it. That's you losing money. You're losing money. Now let's just say you're not getting charged tax, but then you have to collect it, and then you have to remit it. Collecting it, then remitting it means nothing. Nothing happened. That's a zero. And then you didn't get charged tax to begin with, so that's a zero. There's no net money lost on that.
Net even.
It's an even. You broke even on that. That's how tax exemption works. It's not like you magically lost money somehow, even though you did extra work.
And here's one thing I think is a huge misconception when it comes to tax exemption. A lot of people think that what we're doing is sketchy or illegal. It's not, right? Because we're resellers of the product. We're not supposed to be paying for the sales tax at the point of purchase or when you're buying the product from your supplier. You're only supposed to be paying for the sales tax. It's a sales and use tax. That's
the
why
end
it's
consumer.
called the sales and use tax, because the end consumer is supposed to be paying for it. And most of these suppliers have a very streamlined process to get tax exempt. It doesn't have to be this crazy complicated thing. Don't overthink it, and it's not illegal. That's another thing. I think a lot of people think that it's illegal, and it's not illegal.
Your cousin asked, does Jason seem like a cat person? Honestly, yeah. He's definitely a cat person.
What's up, man?
So Christian says, I get home from work at 7, and sometimes I'm working till 1 a.m., catching up with my personal business. That's dedication, Christian. There you go. I'm proud of you, man. He's one of the people that goes out there and actually does it every single day.
You're going to say his last name right today?
Nope, not going to. Do you have VAs do bookkeeping? No.
No, that's a bad idea.
I mean, they'll do
the profit sheet, but they're not going to do my bookkeeping.
No.
That'd be a bad idea. I could imagine my CPA wondering, what's going on with that.
Yeah. Kari says, I love your eBay VA course as well. Thank you very much. I'm assuming there will be tips in the Amazon course relating to VAs. I mean, I just allude to things that you should be doing with your VAs. You can also make them sub-accounts. We go over that. And, I mean, if you have the VA course, you should be understanding what you can do with your VAs. It's more about getting the VA. Once you get the VA, you should be able to tell them what to do with what you need to do. I mean, that's pretty much how it works.
So Ray Brand says, how do I have a VA work for me? And I have a stealth eBay account that they'll have to work under my VPN. How do I make sure they don't miss this VPN step and get my business shut down? So he's asking about eBay stealth. We're
talking about Amazon on this live. We only got like 4 minutes left in the hour, but we have a lot more questions to go. Ask that our next eBay live. My mom is here. Hello, Kathy. How's it going? Thanks, Mom. What to watch out for? What to watch out for selling on Amazon? Selling restricted brands. Don't do it.
Or restricted products, like I talked about earlier. CBD, sex toys.
No, Christian asks his off-topic question of the live, every single live. What is your computer's memory? I don't know. It's like $1,600 computer my buddy parted out for me. I built it. It has like 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it's expensive. Are you guys going to include SKU Grid? That's going to be in the first update of the course. You guys try OA Genius.
That's like tactical arbitrage, right?
No.
Or OA X-rays, like tactical arbitrage. I get them all confused. There's so many out there.
Would you get a VA from Fiverr? No. Only to create like thumbnails. They're good for thumbnails. Fiverr is good for like very terribly okay graphic design. Yeah. That's all it's good for. Web Scraper app is $119 a month, 30% off of $83. Okay, it's true. You probably know the math better than I. It was off the top of my head. Do I need to get a reseller agreement with my supplier Walmart? You need to sign up as a reseller for tax exemption if you want to. Anyway, to get past the 14-day hold period of funds. Any way to get past without doing payability. Not really. There is a way to get your funds back within 10 days, and that's just a new option. That's an option on newer accounts that you can get it back. Besides that, get some good credit or get credit limits. Besides credit limits, credit cards, charge cards, payability, I mean, there's could
at
be
that
other
point
ways.
you're wondering about like small business loans and stuff. And
I wouldn't do
I've
it.
avoided that stuff as much as possible. I've been in business for 3 years. I haven't taken out any small business loans or any loans at all except for college loans, which were a scam. So
That's true.
so Christian says, you guys run Amazon PPC. I have some experience in the past running PPC, but no, we don't really do a lot of PPC. It's that's pay per click. That's basically promoted listings on Amazon or their equivalent. No, and for our drop shipping businesses, it's not really necessary unless you make your own listing and you have full control over it with no other, nobody else competing with you.
So Carl Lewis says that my head is glowing. Am I an angel? Of course, you already knew that. How do I know if I can list a certain product or not allowed on Amazon? A lot of these repricing or in and out of stock softwares, web scraper app, and other things like that, they do have like combined lists of just people that have gotten in trouble for these items or these brands in the past, and they're just like do not list sheets. So that's one way. And then other than that, I mean, if you're gated on it, you're gated on it. It'll tell you when you list the item.
And the third thing too is with restricted products, Amazon has a very, very in-depth help article and like a whole tutorial about what you can and can't list. And there's all these prohibited items and prohibited item types that it goes over, okay, what's the difference between a tobacco pipe and a pot pipe? And it tells you exactly what are the differences. And that's information that you're going to have to read and dig through in the help articles that Amazon has actually written. It's out there for you guys. Go do a Google search. It will come up. You're going to find it, but you have to be strict with that stuff because if not, you run getting your account suspended. And again, we're doing everything we can to proactively get you guys to not get your account suspended because that is a bad situation to be in.
So John R. Ducey says I bundled items from separate suppliers and they ship separately, which pee people off. Honestly, if you upload the two different tracking numbers, because you can upload two different tracking numbers to eBay, it's easier. Amazon, you'd have to message them or something like that. That could be an issue, but I mean, they shouldn't get that upset. I mean, I don't understand why they get that upset.
Peeved people off. I haven't heard that one.
What? That's a normal saying.
I haven't heard that one.
Average profit margin. We've been over this. They won't take my bank statement screenshot. I don't even know why you need a bank statement screenshot. Was that for payability? Why would they ask for? I mean, you just sign up with your bank account on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says Seller Central account. I mean, I never got asked for a bank
statement screenshot. That seems sketch. They would ask for your routing number and your account number for your bank account, right?
That's what they should ask. But sometimes they'll ask for more things. I've heard of them asking for like electric bills and stuff too.
Yeah.
What metrics? Oh God, what just happened? Where are we? What metrics are important on Amazon? Every metric is important on Amazon. Specifically, customer service related, getting
ODR.
your tracking uploaded on time. Just every single thing that would be applicable on eBay, plus a few more.
Plus more, yeah.
Do you guys give any coaching on dropshipping? Yes, we do courses. I one-on-one coaching I do very rarely, but that's about it. How much did you need initially to start this thing? You need credit. You don't need money. You need credit. If you have $500 in your bank, you could do it if you have great credit or credit limits. If you have high credit limits, if you have a semi-established account that you've been building for a bit by not making a lot of sales, then you could probably get payability. Then you'll be getting some money from there too. You really just need to be building it's with eBay dropshipping as well. For the first 3 months, you're not going to be able to get your funds right away from PayPal. You need to have some form of credit or just build your business very slowly and work towards it.
Yeah. He asked a bunch of questions.
At least like 10K to blow. I mean, it's not going to cost 10,000. Shouldn't you tell people they need money to invest? We always say that you need money to invest.
Yeah,
yes.
This isn't just a get rich quick.
I was told you need an LLC to sell on Amazon. Is that true? No. I literally went through the whole process of setting up an account today again for a step-by-step guide, and you can literally say personal account for your own personal use, so you don't need that. But Lennox Royal says it's true, but it's not. Did you already decide what the giveaway will be for the 10K subscribers? No, I have not decided that.
Maybe you guys can drop us a comment.
Yeah, let us know. Just let me know because I have no idea.
It's coming up too. We're only like 300 off.
Can Christian get the loyal student? No, not for you, Christian. Sorry.
So Gary Spring says, do you use handling time to control sales velocity? That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is to just bump up your price a lot. That's probably the best way. So if you're selling a product that's $40, you want to bump that up 3x, 2x, something like that, so that you have no chance of getting sales. And that will, yes, that's a good way to control control how much sales velocity you're getting. Handling time isn't as important as price. Price is definitely the number one most important thing.
Oh,
right?
We made it to the end of the comments, basically.
Wow.
So Lennox Royal's talking about his LLC in full marketing and web design. I don't know. Do you have a restricted brands list? Everybody that signs up for Web Scraper app will get the restricted brands list. I wanted to include it inside of the course, like for everybody, because I'm only teaching Web Scraper app. But then I realized I talked with Ron Myers, the owner of it. He's pretty uptight about it, which makes sense. I understand. It's like curated over the last 4 years. There's like thousands of brands, which sounds like a lot, but you have to realize how many brands there are in the world. There's a ton of brands in the world on there. So it's all curated. There's tons of stuff on it. He did not want me to give it to everybody. Only people that are inside of Web Scraper app will get it. You message him on Skype. I show you how to do it. It's very easy to get, but I highly suggest starting with Web Scraper app. It's what I currently use. It has 67 suppliers last I checked. So it's not quite as big as SKU Grid, but it's easier to set up, and it's not like the other ones that are only really focusing on the big retail suppliers like Walmart and Home Depot. We don't want to be doing that, and that's not what we're teaching. So that's why I highly suggest it, and you'll get the restricted brands list, which will help you out a ton.
So Justin Galbin says, is DSM tool still a thing? Nobody uses DSM tool for Amazon. I don't even think that's possible.
And for eBay, I mean...
For eBay, no, we don't talk about DSM tool.
I wouldn't say so.
Christian says, had to throw it out there. Luxury Card Store says, what would you say is the minimum credit lines to get started? Would 15,000 spread across 4 cards work? It would work if you're keeping, the amount of purchases under 15,000. Yes.
The real question is, how much do you want to sell?
Right. How much do you want to sell?
You'll be able to sell as much as you physically can if you wanted to.
If you're doing it, yeah.
If you wanted to. You'll have no problem selling.
Right.
Your issue will be keeping up with sales, making sure your metrics are good, making sure you have enough money for it, and making sure you want to take on that risk.
Yeah, so if you have $15,000 in credit, use what you have. Yeah, so over time, you want to get those credit limits raised and go from there. But $15,000 is reasonable, and you can actually make some decent money because you're going to be keeping it under that. You can't go over that because then you're going to have to go into your own pocket. And if you got some money on the side, why not? But keep it within your credit limit. So $15,000 is decent.
Get a charge card.
Charge cards are pretty much Amex. Amex
American
is the big
Express,
one for that.
I don't know if there's any other real ones, but my Plum card started off at like 50,000, and then you can just ask for more, even though they say it's limitless. It's not really limitless. It's kind of limitless. I don't know. But that one that has got the Platinum card, that one's probably going to be another 50,000. So at that point in time, like, there's no worrying about it.
Right. So Devin Crawford says, thanks so much. Devin, if you're watching out there, drop us a like. Anybody who's watching, 62 people right now, drop us a like. We're almost done here trying to answer these last questions.
Long-winded.
And where are we at? Ghost Recon says, I have been doing Amazon FBA for 3 months and have great metrics. Awesome, man. Got ungated and a few brands give me early access for the course. So if you're if you're a student of ours, I don't know who you are based on the username, but if you're a course student, yes, you will get that special.
Sign up in the PDF
sign up down below in that PDF. Mike D says, are there listing limitations like on eBay? Limitations.
Like on eBay, no.
Yeah.
There's no limits. I thought the question was, are there listing limitations on eBay? But like on eBay, so are there listing limitations on Amazon? The answer is if you're gated in the category.
Yeah,
so if you are starting a brand new account in Q4, you're probably not going to be allowed to sell toys and video games and baby equipment and things like that. But honestly,
equipment?
baby fucking things for your baby. I don't know. I don't have
baby
a baby.
Equipment.
I don't have a baby.
Baby strollers.
Yes, things for
replacement tires for baby strollers.
Baby things. Mainly because they're going to be hot ticket items in Q4, and Amazon actually does close the category for new accounts. But we don't really teach to be selling those categories. Toys are pretty good, but it's one of those things where you're going to be competing with those people that are just selling at extremely low margins, and you're not going to really be able to diversify much. So besides that, automotive is gated, and there's probably a few others. There's specific brands that could be ungated.
Yeah.
You can ask to get ungated in them. I show that in the course. But you can just list home and garden, kitchen things. You're going to be good to go.
Industrial business
things.
and industrial is a great category. I love business and industrial. Super underrated. There's a lot of business customers on Amazon. People think eBay is the number one place for business and industrial. I got railroad companies buying off me. I got labs buying off me. I got got
Queen.
You had Dairy Queen. I had this
Goodwill.
big manufacturer that's been around since 1884, bought from me. It's crazy.
I don't know why they're buying on Amazon.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Dude, I think what we should do as a bonus to these people for staying on, I think we should give them the last slide. That last slide that you put together. We're going to go over a little bit.
We had
still
extra
got
slides,
61
but...
people watching. We want to show you some actual supporting evidence Tom put together for our last slide. And, because we got you guys watching. Everybody's intrigued by the numbers.
Here we are. We can even make ourselves pretty big here.
Everybody wants to see your numbers.
Basically, this is all the sales I did in July. This is the last time I actually tried to put together an actual semi-completed profit sheet and everything like that. So we were going to show this, but it took a while, but now here we are again. So it starts on July 1st. Here's all the order IDs. I have a few columns closed. Those are just like the supplier name and the order number from the supplier. And this is literally what I did. So approximately, I didn't really add it up. I could definitely do that right now if I wanted to drag all the way down.
See the sum at the bottom.
So this was July.
So this is good. This will be your gross sales?
44,000 in sales. That's gross sales on Amazon in July. And as you can tell, a lot of them are like multiple quantities. People buy in bulk, especially if you're selling the business industrial.
10 on one of those.
There was 10 on 2 of them.
Wow.
That was a big day. Big day. But as you can tell, this isn't that many sales. 286 sales in 1 month, or 285.
You did that on one day on eBay.
I've done,
before.
I did 200 and something sales on eBay in one day with the auto ordering and stuff like that. But I got the credit card cash back. Besides that, this supplier that I was using at the time doesn't have any back-end cash back, no portals, no anything like that. So it's literally just front-end margin and just credit cards. So as you can tell, there are, like I said, it's a dynamic repricer. So there's going to be some down here that's 4.39%. But there's 6.49.
Then you got some that are 28.
28, 16, 20, 23. So the total profit, I mean, it's not just that number's randomly there. It is a sum of L2 to L3 if you understand Excel. And I can highlight it all and drag it down.
Just in case people don't
believe. And that's 5,616 and 07. So, I mean, that's pretty much that. What's that? It was 44,000 in sales.
Yeah.
So I'll bring up a little calculator here. 5,616, and then just divide it by, say, ballpark 44,000. I mean, that was an average of 13% back then. So that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even one of the best suppliers I'm getting for profit margins. Nowadays, I'm getting 25% on another one, average. But you can tell this one hit 25. There were some crazy orders here, if I find it. I bet you this one, that was 10. This one, 42% on each of these. Wow. That was pretty nuts. 38 up here. So there were some pretty high ones. There was one that was in the 50s, I believe. And this is literally just like, this was 126 items that were on my Amazon store. Not a lot of sales. You don't have to worry about sales if you're doing, high ticket, high profit margin items. The sales velocity doesn't matter as much. So, with 285 items, I made more than I made at my entry-level chemical engineering job when I graduated college.
Think about that, guys.
Just off my Amazon account, one supplier, 126 items. So that's what we were going to show you, but we didn't have time, but now we are showing you it. So I hope you guys feel blessed. Hashtag blessed.
So if you guys liked the numbers, the statistics, the proof, go ahead and drop us a like. I'm one of those people who's out there saying, show the proof, and, that's it. And that's from July, okay? That's a couple months old.
I switched over to a new program like halfway through August where I'm tracking it in Monday.com, which I talk about inside of the course. It's not as good for tracking profits. It's good for tracking everything else, but it's not my...
It's kind of like a team management type
it's
thing,
for
right?
team management, tracking returns, tracking things like that. I really like it for that, but it's not the best for everything else. So, last questions here. Where are we? What are the costs of running Amazon dropshipping? We've mentioned this already. It's going to be about $200 a month for software in your Amazon account. VAs are whatever you want. You have to pay for your own VAs, and it depends on how many you have. I mean, I have 3 working on Amazon. It's really not a lot. I have 3. Ordering, customer service, and then sourcing items. I put my items on through the CSV files because I don't trust it. So that's me. And then John says, what software to use with Web Scraper app? It pairs with informed.co, .co. It used to be called App Eagle. that's like the most expensive one, but that's the dynamic repricer that's going to be moving your prices up and down all day, and really it's making you your sales.
Gary Springs says, so please give me the one of the 5 people deal because I'm getting tired of prepping for FBA. I know what you mean. It does get pretty tiring. I remember I was sitting on my floor about 2 years ago, getting all those stupid thermal cutout things, the little, they're called fin SKUs, FN SKUs, and you put them onto your FBA box and you send them in, and you just sitting there prepping all this stuff, putting plastic on it. And yeah, man, it does suck. So maybe you're going to get lucky, maybe you're not, but you can't get lucky if you don't try. So click that PDF below and you'll get enrolled into that, or you'll get a chance to win it. So anybody who's out there watching, that goes for you too. If you're still watching and you want to learn more about this and have a chance to win the course at an extreme discount, go ahead and click that link below. I wrote that PDF myself, so if you see any typos,
I came up with the ideas.
Yeah, okay. If you see any typos in that thing, just let me know. I'm a grammar Nazi.
So Christian says, other than credit card perks, why are you guys pushing towards using credit for fulfillment? Why would you ever use your own money? That's my number one question here. I'm trying to buy multiple duplexes, other multifamilies and other parts. That you need your real money for that. And why would I use my real money for running my business if I could make more money by not using my own money? I'm going to be using my credit card and making cash back on it, and then be able to buy a triplex in Worcester, Massachusetts that somehow has become extremely expensive in the last 6 months.
Yeah, but it's important to tell them too that you're paying off your credit card, the whole account balance every month, because I think a lot of people might misconstrue that to think that you're just taking all the credit. Yeah.
I mean,
you don't want to be paying.
I thought that was just a given.
Oh yeah, but I don't think a lot of people understand that. You want to be paying that credit card off.
But you're getting your payments from Amazon, and then you just toss it in
every
there.
14 days. You're getting your money from Amazon, the disbursements. You put it into your bank account, and then you pay off your credit card because you have the money from Amazon.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
It's a revolve.
But you want to pay off your credit card. That's really important.
What I always like to think of it is, they are literally on Amazon paying you a premium to go to your supplier and buy it from their supplier and send it to them. That's what it is. They're paying you extra for a service fee to go find it elsewhere and send it.
That's a good way of looking at it.
That's what it is. It's a service. It's a convenience fee.
Yeah,
it's like a convenience store. You go to CVS, everything's expensive. They just don't expect it on Amazon. They just don't know better.
John says, I have dentists buying from me. That's awesome. Yeah, I've definitely had some random people buying from me from weird business niches like that.
I had college girls buy sex toys.
How did you know they were college girls? That's really weird, because that means you looked them up on Facebook. You took customer information.
We can't talk about that. All right, cashback was 2%. John, it was 2%. Jameson's asking if you're Dan Bilzerian.
Bilzerian.
I could see that. I could see the.
I gotta get a gun. I mean, we're in Nevada now. We gotta get guns.
True.
He's a big gun guy, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get major airline point. Yeah, dude, the Amex Platinum card's pretty crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna use it solely just for drop shipping. I could and get some pretty crazy points and then just travel everywhere, or I could just take extra money. I don't know yet, honestly. Latravius McKay says, I have bad credit. Well, there's ways to repair it. So just get on that.
Credit repair, man.
Great job on the PDF. There you go, Jason. You're getting props.
Thanks. Dude. Did you read the whole thing, or did you skim over it? Because I'm honest to myself. I actually skimmed over it after I wrote the whole thing. So if there are grammar mistakes, please let me know.
And Christian says, I'm asking from the place of working on building my lines of credit. Then just build your lines of credit. I mean, you could, if you have extra money, then use your money, and if you don't have enough credit, then use your money. But if you have a lot of credit, then use your credit. It's pretty self-explanatory. Do you operate through an LLC? This is the last question right here. Mike D says, do you operate through an LLC? And yes, of a sort. We can't give you real business advice or legal tax advice and stuff. Business advice that way. We do both have incorporated businesses.
Single member LLCs is what we have.
So that's about that. If you guys enjoyed this live, we did go about 16 minutes over for you guys. So please give us a thumbs up, and also help me hit 10,000 here on YouTube. We're
so close.
We're very close. It'll probably happen in the next couple weeks, I would say, or a week or two. So there's gonna have to be something big for that. Somebody asked already. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but it's gotta be something. Also, if you're still watching and you haven't checked the PDF yet, if you want the chance to get an early, the early sign up discount, then check the PDF. It's in the description and the pinned comment. and then scroll through the PDF if you don't want to read it. I don't like reading either. And click the sign up button. It's in big red, and you'll see it there. So any last words here?
No, I would just say that if you do go ahead and sign up for the PDF, please read it. Because I did write it.
All right, read it for Jason.
Read it for me, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, so thank you, guys. We'll see you. I got a video coming out Monday and another one coming out.
October 1st is right around the corner. That's
so
Tuesday,
guys. Big video Monday, pre-launch on Tuesday, then another video Wednesday.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It'll be in the next video, we still got 6 people on. In the next video, I'm going to show the exact item that I made 338 sales in 1 month with. That was in June. I'm going to show the item, and I want you guys to all guess where it's coming from in the comment section.
Oh my God,
it's a
dude.
WikiLeaks, yeah. All right, so thank you guys. Thank you for showing up and not going out and partying on your Saturday night. You can later, you can now. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace out.
See ya.